So inshallah we'll go to start. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. So I'll cover a few things today that those things will lead us to understanding the Quran in Arabic. So a couple things that I want to focus today is that our three letters that we use for learning and making the templates are Fa, Ain and Lam. And the simple meaning of this is to do in English. So today I want to introduce one more thing here, that if I take these three letters and first one I put a Fatiha and then add an alif after that, so it will sound like Fa, and then take the second one, Ain and Lam after that, put a Zer here and two pesh, always two pesh. So it will sound like Fa'ilun. When you stop, you say Fa'il. The meaning of this word is the person who is doing this activity. So in English it will be doer. Fa'ala means to do. A person who is doing this action is called Fa'ilun. So I want to make 3 or 4 words using this and then use them. So let's look at these three letters, Ha, Mim and Dal. The meaning of these three letters is to praise, to admire someone, to be thankful of something. So if I want to make a person who is thankful or who is praising something, simple rule is that you add an alif and pronounce as Ha, Mi, Dun. These Zair, Zabar are very important. All of them are following the same pattern here. Hamidun, when you stop, you say Hamid. Hamidun is a doer, is a person who is performing the activity of praising someone. Couple more words and then we'll move on. Let's look at these three letters. And these are the words that come very commonly in the Quran. Abada, Ain, Ba and Dal means to worship. Okay? A person who is doing this action is Abidun. Exactly same format. Abidun. Always two pesh on the last letter, very important. One more thing, Sheen, Ha and Dal. Shahada means to bear witness. A person who is being a witness or bearing a witness is Shahidun. Okay, so keep these words in mind because I'm going to use them when we move on further. A doer is made by adding an alif between the first and the second letter.
Masculine.
Right, I'm focusing on masculine right now. When we get to the feminine, we'll modify these words. Okay, so now what I want to focus today is some pronouns that are used in the Quran a lot. First of all, this is word Hova, and the next to that is a word Hu, Ha with a Dhamma. This is used for the third person, he. Okay, and I will explain how they are used. Then this word Anta is used for second person. And here, this word that goes along with this Kaf with the Zabar, Ka. This is you, and this is one person, all masculine. Okay, single person, masculine. Then the third person is Ana, Alif, Noon, Ana, and this one is Ya. Okay, with the Zabar. This means I or me. So these are the pronouns in Arabic, Hova, Hu, Anta and Ka, Ana and Ya. And they are used for these three, but the usage is different. Okay? So now let's take the examples. I'm going to actually erase these things and we'll come back to them. Okay, so let's look at this one, first one. Ho wa. I'm going to put the noun after that, which is Allahu. Okay. First thing that you have to notice is that Hova, when you combine with the noun, and if this alif is there, it is not going to be pronounced, so we remove the zabar from there. So it will be Hova Lahu. Okay. What's the meaning of that? He is Allah. So the meaning will be He, and in English we put is there. In Arabic you have to assume that something is there. He is Allah. Okay. Again, as I point out, if you stop, you pronounce this pesh as a jazm or a sukun. Huwallah. But don't pronounce anything other than either full word Allahu or Allah. So this is the usage. Notice that I put this he before the word Allahu. Okay. Now let's look at this one. If I have the word kitabun, and the full word, as I always mention, is that we'll have two pesh at the end, and the sound is noon sound, kitabun. I'm going to add this word, this thing, who, with that. When we combine two words like that, one is a noun, kitabun, one is a pronoun. Okay. The relationship between these two is established by removing one pesh from here. So this will become kitabu. And this he in combination is written this way. This is another way of writing he, this a round thing. And you leave this pesh there. So the combination of these two is kitabuhu. The meaning of this is book of him or his book. Okay, so now notice couple things here. This is a pronoun for third person. This is a pronoun for third person. But this pronoun is used before the noun. Before the noun. Also, this is called detached pronoun. Detached means it is not connected to this one. They're written separately. This pronoun is also for third person, but it is placed after the noun. And this is called attached pronoun. Detached pronoun, attached pronoun. Okay. So third person has two pronouns, hova and who. Both are for the third person, but their usage is different. One comes before the noun, one comes after the noun. One is detached, one is attached. Okay, so this is one case. Now let's take the second case here. Okay, here I'm going to use this thing. Anta means you, and this is one person. So I'm going to say Anta Hamidun. Anta, I'm saying to you, Anta, you, one person, is the one who is praising someone or who is a thankful person. Hamidun. If you stop, you can say Anta Hamid. Okay? But this kaf with the zabar here is going to be used if I do the same thing. Let's take a different example. Let's take the word qalamun. Qalamun means a pen. Okay? And I'm going to combine this with the kaf here. So this will become qalamuka. Qalamuka. When you combine, one dhamma goes away, one pesh goes away, but you have to attach this ka with the qalamu. Okay, so again, this is a pronoun anta and ka for second person, for you, both are for you, for a second person singular. One is used before the noun, it's a detached pronoun. One is used after the noun, it's called attached pronoun. Okay, so that is the way detached and attached work. Okay, both are pronoun, both are pointing to the same person. Third one, ana. Okay, ana means I, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use the word ana, I, and I'm going to use the word, some other word, shahidun. I am a witness. Okay, I am a witness. So notice that I added the word in English am in there. Am is not anywhere. Okay, likewise you saying anta hamidun. Anta means you. Okay, and hamidun is a praiser or thankful. But in English I am adding just an ARER to make a proper sentence. Here I am a witness, but I'm adding am there, which is in English we have to add. In Arabic we don't have those things. Okay, so this is a, okay, here now let's say kitab is the word, so this will become kitabun plus ya. Okay, combination of these is kitabi, my book. Kitabi. Notice that one new thing happened here. When you combine these two, one pesh goes away, okay? One is left. So when you read these together, it should be read kitaboyi, right? Or kitabuya. But to make it smooth on the pronunciation, we do not pronounce even that one pesh. We just pronounce kitabi. It's very simple, okay? So as I mentioned, and I'm going to show you one more example after that, there are three weak letters, alif, waw, and ya. When they come in a word, we play around their sounds to make the word smooth, okay? So we did just here that instead of pesh, we called just kasra, kitabi, zero, okay? My book. Again, this is a attached pronoun. Okay, so out of those 6 things I wrote, 3 are detached, 3 are attached, and so this lot of repetition will be there in the Quran of this kind of combination. Okay, so keep these things in mind. One more thing I want to point out, that I have been showing you that when we combine these 2 words here together, it could be 2 nouns, kitabun and Allahu, or 1 noun and 1 pronoun, kitabuhu, his book, or Allah's book. When we combine the 2 words, the name of the rule is izafa. Izafa means adding something, increasing something. Okay, so what we are doing, we are taking one word and adding something in there, and that's what we call izafa. Actually, there is a longer name of that, but izafa is sufficient. In Arabic called idafa, but in Urdu it's izafa. Mudaf and mudaf ilayh is something which is added. Okay, so but simply remember that the rule of idafa is to combine 2 nouns or to combine 1 noun and 1 pronoun and make a combined word. Okay, and combined word is kitabuhu, qalamuka, kitabi. Okay, so this is the rule. Here you cannot combine, they are separate, detached, they have separate meanings. He is remaining going to he, and Allah will remain Allah. Anta will remain Anta, and Hamidun will remain Hamidun. But when you come to the attached pronoun, the meaning will become like, instead of you, will become your book, my book. His, instead of he, it will be his book or his pen. So keep these things in mind, because this lot of Quranic verses will follow these rules.
So the last one, the Ana Shahidun.
Yeah,
I am witness.
yeah.
So I am, but there's also a verb. There'll be ashhadu.
Yeah, we will come to that. I'm just talking about pronouns, how to use the pronouns. Yes. So we are not making any verbs here. I'm just talking about noun and pronoun combination of those. So when we come to the verb,
I think the important thing is that am, what we are adding here, am, I am, that's kind of understood.
Understood, yes. In Arabic there is no, Arab understand that these two words are sufficient to make the sentence.
Yeah, because from English point of view, ashhadu and ana shahidu, they're exactly
right.
Same.
But again, we'll practice those things in details, okay? What I want to do is that I want to take one word today and go into the details, and that is going to reflect, that word comes a lot in the Quran, and you will see that. The word is Qaf. The three root letters are Qaf, Waw, and Lam. Okay. These three letters, and the simple meaning that we'll be forming is to say. Okay. Now, the word that I have been using until now is Fe, Ain, and Lam, Fa'ala. All three of them were very solid letters. Okay. But one letter here is a weak letter. I'm saying that Waw, Alif, and Ya. These three are sound letters. And sound means they just create the sound. Okay? They are used like A, O, and E in English. But so what happens is that when in the three letters, any one of these is a weak letter, in this case it is a Waw, then a lot of changes will take place. Okay, so let's start with that. When we had the word Fa'ala, and I said put three fathas, this became the grammar of third person, he, and past tense. He did. Okay? Apply this grammar on these three letters. So this will become Qaf, Waw, and Lam. Okay, three fathas. Okay, meaning will be he said. Okay, but try to pronounce, it doesn't look very good. Qabala. Okay, so Arabs made it somewhat smooth. Okay, so what did they do? They said the sound of Waw with the Zabar is the sound of Alif. Zabar is the sound of Fatah or Alif. So they changed that word in writing as Qala. Okay. Change the Waw into an Alif and pronounced as an Alif. Qala. So the word Qala will come in the Quran a lot. Qala Allah Ta'ala, Qala Musa, Qala Ibrahim. Okay. So it started with this Waw, but because the weak letter Waw has the pesh on it, Alif goes with Zabar, Waw goes with pesh, and Ye go with Zer. Okay? But first of all, this is a mismatch. Waw and Zabar are a mismatch. Zabar belongs to Alif. So they broke down this into Qala. Okay? So that is the first function. Okay? Now, when we have these three letters, and if I apply a Ya in the beginning, we learned that, and then pronounce Yaf'alu. Yaf'alu is the present tense. Fa'ala was the past tense. Yaf'alu, it means he says. Okay? So apply this rule on these three letters. Okay? So this will become yaqwalu. Exactly same harakat I am putting. First has a zabar, second has a jazam, third one has a zabar, and fourth one has a pesh. So yaf'alu is like yaqwalu. Meaning will be, this one he does, not says. He does. Yaf'alu, he does. So this will be he says. Now, again the same thing. Yaqwalu is not very smooth on the tongue. Also there is a mismatch. But this time it is a present tense, it is mudare. They do a different kind of fixing on that one. So how do they fix this one? They keep the first letter ya with the zabar here. Now qaf is there and waw is there. Then lam is there. They keep the lam same as pesh. Okay? On these two letters, here it was a jazam, so they move the jazam here on the waw. Sound of waw is pesh, so they moves on the pesh. So now the word is yaqulu. It's easy to pronounce. It's smooth. So this word is yaqulu. In Quran you will see a lot of these. Yaqulu, yaquluna. Lot of places you will see this word. So this is now the word which will be used in the Quran everywhere. Okay. So now let's look at one more, third one, because that is very crucial. That's very important. Now I'm going to go this. If I have it, I did that also. If I have a ta in the beginning and combine with the three letters like that, taf'alu. Ta is used for second person you. Okay. So taf'alu means you do, or you are doing, or you will do. So ta with a zabar is for a second person, present tense mudare. Okay. So now let's make. Okay, before I do that, one rule we are going to learn that also is that the meaning here is you, one person, do something. Now, if I remove the word do from English, you from the English, what is left? Do. Okay? What is do in English? It's a command. It's an order. I'm telling you, do something. Okay? So in English, we removed you. Okay? I want to make a command in Arabic. How do we do that? We do two things. First of all, we remove this ta from there. Okay? So what is left? Fa is left with a sukoon, right? N is left. Okay? And lam, we make a change in the lam that we put a sukoon here. So two things happen. You change pesh into a sukoon and you remove this ta from there. So whatever is left is, it means now do. Okay. So this is where if you are saying someone say do, this is the word, but there is an issue with that one. If there is a sukoon on the first letter, you cannot pronounce that. Okay. If there is a sukoon on the first letter in any writing, so we just add an alif there. That's the standard rule. We add an alif there and pronounce if al. So if al means do. Okay, we will come to this one, but I actually want to go to this one. Okay, to this guy here, because that is what we are going to follow in next some surahs. Okay, Qul huwallahu ahad, for example. Okay, so keep this rule in mind. So I'm going to do first. I'm going to first make the English or Arabic of you say. Okay, what is the rule? You add a ta in the beginning. We just remember that taf'alu. That is the template. Taf'alu means you do. So here it will be taq wa lu. Okay. When I pronounce this way, taf'alu, this means you do. Same harakat on these three letters. This will become taqwalu. Taqwalu means you say. Okay. Now, as we learned from here that if I want to make command from here, I drop this te and I change this to a jazam. Okay. I want to make a command from here, do the same thing. You drop te. So what is left? Qaf is left with a sukoon. Waw is left and lam has now sukoon. So this word means say. If I'm telling you say something, this is the template. But again, the problem is same thing. We cannot pronounce this. There is a sukoon in the beginning. Because waw is a weak letter, we are going to just throw away the waw. And sound of waw is pesh. We move the pesh here. So what is left? Qul. Okay. We just learned something. Huwallahu. Okay. So this is the surah, beginning of the surah. Qul huwallahu. Okay. See how much involved is there? These three letters. Okay, meaning, what is the meaning of Qul huwallahu? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first is addressing Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. O Prophet, say. And then when we are reading the Quran is telling us, say. Qul. Very simple. Qul huwallahu ahad. Huwa, he. We just learned that. Allahu, we just learned that combination of these two. Okay. So all three words had different origin, but when you combine, it made a sentence. It's a very beautiful, melodious statement. Qul huwallahu. Okay. Also, the other day we learned that if you have these three letters, alif, ha, and dal, ahada means to be one. Noun from this is ahadun. Qul huwallahu ahadun. If you stop, you say ahad. Last word, sound of two pesh will become sound of sukoon. Ahad. We will continue, but Allahu samad lam yalid. But I want to go on one more of these things. How much time we have left?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay, I'll do 5 minutes, and then we will move on. Okay, so we will do inshallah. Qul a'udhu birabbin nas, the whole surah. Qul a'udhu birabbil falaq. But beginning is always Qul. Okay. Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun. We will do all those surahs and go through all the ayats of that. But this is the foundation. This is the
So Allahu is a noun.
Allahu is a noun.
Noun.
Yeah.
So isn't that both have to have pesh?
Which both?
Who has a pesh and dal should have a pesh?
No, you're talking about which one? This one?
Yeah.
Ahadun.
It will not be ahadu.
No.
Because you said all
The nouns are where means two pesh.
Yeah, but
This was ilahun, you forgot.
Yeah.
We put al, so it became Allahu.
Okay.
Al-
I thought it would continue with the laws.
No. This had two pages to begin with. By putting one L,
Just change it.
it changed to one page. If you want to say this al ahadu, you can say it. If you want to put al on this one, it will be al ahadu. You can do that. Okay, but that's not the Quranic anymore. But instead of saying ahadun, you can say al ahadu. Instead of say kitabun, you can say al kitabu. It becomes a specific book now. Okay, so that is the formation. Just one simple thing, and then we'll stop today. Inshallah, continue tomorrow. We learned the mim, lam, kaf, malaka. The meaning is to own something, and there are many other words. I'm going to make a file, just the file that I learned I did in the beginning, by putting an alif and pronouncing this way: shahidun, ghaibun. It is malikun. Malikun means owner. Okay, malaka means to own. One of the meanings. So malikun means owner. Okay. Next word is yawmun. Yawmun is a root letters are ya, waw, and mim. We combine with the two pesh at the end. It's mean day. Okay. This means owner or master. Okay. Dal, ya, and noon. These three letters make a noun. Dinun. Always two pesh at the end. What is dinun? Dinun has multiple meanings, and you have to use accordingly. Deen in the dina in the law Islam. In the law is al-Islam. So deen means way of life. Deen also means punishment and reward, recompense. Okay. So here we are going to use that meaning the punishment and reward. Okay. So now, first what you want to do, you have three nouns. I want to combine these three nouns. Okay. So first I'm going to combine these two.
Accountability.
Yeah, accountability. First I want to combine these two. So izafa, remember the rule of izafa? Combining, putting an off in between. So this is yawmun, and this is, I'm going to put al before that. So when I put al, it means da, and al will remove one page, so it will become al-dino, and dal will be killing lam, so it will be ad-dino. So yawmun and ad-dino, these are two separate nouns. When I combine them by the rule of izafa, ad-dino, the rule is that I'm going to put an off in between. When put on off, one dhamma will go from here, and this pesh goes from here, and this pesh becomes zair. And when you read them together, yawmuddin, day of recompense, day of accountability, day of qiyamah, that is yawmuddin. Important thing is that you have this pesh here. Okay. Now do a third combination. Put another word here, malikun. Malikun. Okay. Combine these two together, put an off in between. Okay. So what will happen? On the first one, two pesh will change into one pesh. And on the second one, this pesh will go to zair. So it becomes maliku yawmiddini. Okay. If you are reading only this ayat, owner of the day of judgment. Maliku, owner of the day of judgment. Now, this is Surah Al-Fatiha. We recite Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, and after that comes Malikun, word Malikun. But in the grammar here it is Maliku, but the word before that is Alhamdulillahi, right? That word has a kasra underneath it, Allahi. Okay, we are replacing that word by this word here. It's called badal. I explained to you before. It will happen a lot. So when you replace this word by this word, it has to follow this kasra here. So this will become zair. Okay. So now is the correct word in the Quran. Maliki Yawmiddini. You stop, you say Yawmiddin. Beauty is that all of them are following the sound of E. More smooth sound coming out of the tongue. Yawmiddini instead from Yawmuddin, up and down. So this is one ayat of the Quran of Surah Al-Fatiha. So we'll inshallah stop here. We'll continue tomorrow.